Hey there, welcome to Chris's Sports Podcast. I'm Chris, by the way. The Houston Astros swept the Baltimore Orioles over the weekend. They're now in second place behind the first place Seattle Mariners, and only 2 games under 500. Rookie pitcher Jake Bloss, who made his debut on Friday, left the game with a shoulder discomfort and was put on the 15-day DL, but there was no structural damage, or the 15-day IL. I remember back in my day, it was years ago, they used to call it the disabled list. Anyway, Saturday, Ronald Blanco boosted his All-Star case by shutting down an Orioles lineup that was one of the best in baseball going into that series. The Astros are off tonight. They'll host the Rockies starting tomorrow night for a 2-game series before heading out on the road. Meanwhile, the Rangers swept the Kansas City Royals over the weekend. I watched the game yesterday and I saw Max Scherzer make his season debut. He gave up only one hit, struck out 4, and tied Greg Maddux for 11th on the all-time strikeout list. Wyatt Langford is showcasing his power after an IL stint reset. Anthony Eovaldi has extended his home dominance with a quality start Friday against the Royals. The Rangers open a series in Milwaukee against the Brewers tonight. John McClain wrote that Texans coach DeMeco Ryans' second off-season is like day and night compared to his first one. John McClain's a longtime sports writer in Houston who's covered the Oilers, Texans, and other Houston sports. Another sports writer in Texas who's covered a team for a long time is Mickey Spagnuolo, who's covered the Cowboys, and he wrote that they're giving a couple of UFL players a second chance. The Cowboys also have a surplus of running backs as they head into training camp. Coming up, we'll look at Rockets, Spurs, and Mavericks news. Okay, ex-Houston Rockets scorer John Lucas is hosting his annual golf classic. Former Rockets star Chris Paul has disputed the accuracy of Clip, the Hulu series about the Clippers when they were owned by Donald Sterling. The Rockets have the 3rd pick and the 44th pick in the NBA draft on Wednesday, while the Spurs have the 4th and 8th pick, while the Western Conference champion Mavericks pick 58. There is a talk of the Rockets trading the pick. There's also a talk of the Spurs trading their pick at 8th, possibly with the Utah at number 1. Some of the top prospects are Andrew Klingon, a center from Connecticut. He's 7'2". He averaged 13 points a game with 7 rebounds and 1.5 assists. That was during the regular season. In the postseason, he averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist during UConn's national championship run. Reed Shepard, a guard from Kentucky, is 6'3". He averaged 12.5 points a game, 4.1 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and averaged 3 points with no rebounds and 4 assists in the postseason. Alex Sara, forward from the Perth Wildcats of Australia, the Australian National Basketball League. He's traveled all over the world playing basketball. He's a 7'1", but there weren't any stats available for him. He has shown interest in playing for the Washington Wizards. I saw him be interviewed on NBA TV last night on their NBA draft special. Ronnie James, son of LeBron James, he plays guard at Southern Cal. He's 6'2" and averages 4.8 points a game with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Rob Dillingham, a guard from Kentucky, is 6'1" and averaged 15 points a game with 2 rebounds and 3 assists. In the postseason, he averaged 10 points with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Zachary Riochet, a forward from France, stands 6'9". Stephen Castle, a point guard from Connecticut, is 6'6". He scored 11 points, had 4 rebounds with 2 assists per game. In the postseason, he averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Dalton Craig, a guard from Tennessee. He is 6'6", averaged 21.7 points with 4.9 rebounds and 1.9 assists per game. In the postseason, he averaged 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. And Nikola Topic, a 6'6" guard from Serbia. Some of the top prospects coming out of Texas schools are Jacoby Walter, a guard from Baylor, and Jalen Bridges, a forward also from Baylor. I've been hearing that there was talk about the Mavericks drafting Bronny James. Dan Patrick talked about it on his show, pointing out that the Mavericks general manager is like an uncle to Bronny. But JJ Redick, who's the Lakers' new coach, he and LeBron James did a podcast recently, which they have to cancel now. So the Lakers may draft Bronny because LeBron has said he's wanted to play with his son. So get some MLS action, Major League Soccer action, that is. The Houston Dynamo Football Club beat DC United 4-1. Austin Football Club beat Minnesota United Football Club 1-0. And FC Dallas beat the Seattle Sounders Football Club 3-2. In WNBA action for the Dallas Wings, they lost to the Washington Mystics 92-84. In National Women's Soccer League action with Houston Dash, they and the San Diego Wave Football Club played to a 0-0 draw. The Dallas Jackals rugby team lost to the Utah Warriors 50-46. That's in Major League Rugby action. Well, Saturday, Texas A&M went into the Game 1 of the College World Series and won. So Sunday, they went into Game 2 hoping for a sweep and winning their first national championship in program history. But the Tennessee Volunteers are also going for their first national championship in baseball. They had other ideas as they tied the series with a win. So the third and deciding game will be tonight on ESPN. Also, another deciding game is the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers, who are tied at 3 apiece. The Panthers are going for their first franchise Stanley Cup, while the Oilers are going for their first since 1990, and also for the first Stanley Cup for a Canadian-based team since the Montreal Canadiens won their last one in 1993. The Dallas Stars player Hall of Famers Brett Hull and Mike Modano are remembering their 1999 Stanley Cup run. Well, that's it for today. I'll be back on Friday with a look at the Rockets, Spurs, and Mavericks draft picks, find out if the Aggies are national champions, and look at the Rangers and Astros action. Until then, see you next time.